This is a typical apartment block in Lucknow. It's an older building where thick walls usually offer a sense of privacy and quiet. Riya lived here alone. She was known to be a quiet neighbor, but her behavior changed abruptly in the days before she vanished. She became visibly anxious, eventually posting a final cryptic WhatsApp status. "I think someone is watching me." That was her last communication. At exactly 2:17 a.m., her digital footprint stopped. After 2 days of silence, her brother arrived to find her apartment empty. He immediately alerted the police, bringing Inspector Kabir to the scene. Inside the flat, Kabir found a confusing scene. There were no signs of a struggle, no broken glass, and the door was still locked from the inside. Everything was exactly where Riya had left it. With the perimeter of the room undisturbed and no evidence of a break-in, the investigation hit a wall. If no one had entered through the door or windows, the focus had to shift to the only thing left, the room's physical structure. Kabir checked the room's only CCTV camera, but it had been dead for months. With no digital records to review, he began a manual, inch-by-inch sweep of the surfaces, looking for any physical detail that felt out of place. That's when he noticed it, a tiny hole, smaller than a pinhead, drilled into the wall and disguised by the uneven texture of the paint. This cross-section shows the setup. A camera lens was mounted deep inside the drywall, perfectly aligned with that hole. It gave whoever was on the other side a clear, wide-angle view of Riya's bedroom. Riya hadn't been the victim of a sudden attack. She had been under constant, secret observation within her own home for weeks. Kabir tacked the location of the camera to the flat directly above Riya's. Neighbors and the building guard confirmed the unit was supposed to be vacant, yet they often heard footsteps coming from inside at night. When Kabir forced entry upstairs, he found a room dominated by monitors. Every screen showed a different live angle of the apartment below. The man found inside didn't try to run. He spoke calmly about his process, admitting that he had spent months simply watching Riya, only moving to intervene once she realized she was being followed and began to panic. A muffled cry coming from the back of the flat interrupted the questioning. Kabir followed the sound to a seam in the wall, a concealed door that didn't appear on the building's original blueprints. Behind that door was a cramped, lightless space. Riya was there, alive, but deeply shaken by the experience of being held within the very building she lived in. The suspect was taken into custody and Riya was rescued, but the evidence left on the man's desk suggested the problem didn't start or end in this building. To understand the scale of the operation, forensic teams began analyzing the watcher's laptop. A subjects folder held thousands of videos tracking dozens of women across India. Below this, a new folder labeled Next contained a photo of another woman in the same building. Its timestamp was today at 2:17 a.m., the exact moment Riya vanished. We think of our homes as private spaces, defined by the doors we lock. But this case shows that the walls we rely on for security can be modified into tools for surveillance. In this instance, the danger was already part of the floor plan.